If you do a headstand, that's an instant caffeine shot.
Faint and break a hip.
We can do that. That's downstairs saying.
Alright.
Okay, now we've got that out of the way.
Hello and welcome to our Creative Commune podcast with Liam, B, Pete and Laura. We'll be chatting all things photography, videography and just having a general chat over a coffee like we do most days.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Fighting fit!
Should we get a lot of whinging out of the way? Why is everyone so tired?
Workload.
I stayed up late to watch
Party,
the film.
party, party!
Yeah, yours is not a
It
good
was my
reason.
birthday
It was
yesterday.
your birthday.
Yeah.
So we'd
Okay,
all
fine.
gone out
Yeah.
to the Bay Horse. It wasn't a heavy night, was it?
No,
No heavy
You
drinking.
were sensible. I was very
you didn't
surprised.
It was on the water.
Yeah, I know. What's happened to you?
What's happened?
Just
He's
not
old.
been, yeah, no, I've not been sleeping great. So I was just like, you know what? I've had a few drinks. I'm going to
Yeah.
just switch to the water and then I
That's
won't feel
wise.
terrible this morning.
So wise.
Yeah.
But at like 11 o'clock at night, as I was like, I should go to bed.
Yeah.
Then this little film popped up, like Heads of State.
New film.
Idris Elba, John Cena. is
Looked
there.
really funny.
And I was like, that seems inane and funny.
Accidentally watched that.
Accidentally watched it, yeah. And it came out like yesterday on my birthday, so I was just like, oh.
How did you
not?
get that
Yeah.
then, Pete?
Meant to be.
How did I get that?
Yeah.
It was Amazon, it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh,
And you didn't watch it with a glass of wine, no?
Hey.
No.
Oh, you've changed.
Yeah.
It's good.
He's older and wiser.
Well, no, because Laura was like, why, you know what, we'll just watch something. You can watch something.
Yeah, but that's your
So I
problem.
thought, I'll
You do
watch
get
an
sucked
hour.
in. Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
but
Once you're invested.
high octane cheap thrills. I was until the end, you know.
Very wise though, because I'm knackered and like I had a couple of pints last night in the pub for your birthday,
Yeah.
which was delicious, and we had a great time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, woke up at
Killed you.
2 o'clock in the morning and then was lying in bed thinking about shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you did the right thing.
Well, my brain tried, you know, when I turned the film off, it was like, have you thought about? And I'm just like, no.
No, we
How do we do that?
It just works sometimes, doesn't it? And doesn't work others.
No.
No, for me, 'cause I can spiral as well, you know, when you just like, your brain's just like, have you thought about this?
All
this
the
is the work
time.
you need to do. And then there's this thing.
This is why I always sleep to something. I have to have like a TV show on.
Oh, yeah.
And then I just pass out.
Yeah. My dad was weird like that.
You had the radio
He had the
on, didn't you?
radio on,
Yeah.
really loud.
Similar thing, but like for me, it's got to be something I've watched before so that I don't want to watch it and I'm not
Comforting.
invested. But
Yeah.
something like Friends, something that I
Yeah.
can see the visual in my mind and then I don't think about anything else and then I'm just asleep.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's strange, isn't it? Some of the things that people need to sleep. Like my dad, like radio, but also window wide open, even in the middle of winter.
That's awful.
I remember walking like one night because there was like a draft coming through. I walked in
Not
and my mum and dad were
surprised.
asleep, covered in bloody hailstone.
I love the
Your
sound of
poor
outside.
mother! Like that's if that was Pete, I'd be like, this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Oh no.
How do you get away with that?
That's
That is-
horrible.
I thought they were dead. I was like, I had to shake my mum. Mum, are you all right? Hailstone on the head.
Yeah, they're like frozen. Good lord. So you're tired anyway. You've had a lot on, haven't you?
A lot on. It's
Nice to have you back.
Well, when was the last time I was on?
Like
Month
a month
ago.
ago. Yeah,
A month,
you've missed.
right.
You've missed
So
one,
I've
haven't
missed
you?
one.
Yeah.
And then, so we had Lewis on, didn't we?
Last time, yeah.
Awesome. I
Yeah.
still need to listen to that.
Replacement
Get some
husband.
tips.
He'll never replace you, Liam.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, was it?
could.
Was he wasn't
You were
sat here, was it?
missed.
He was
Wasn't
on the
sat
screen.
here, no, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
He was here on a laptop.
Excellent. Yeah. So where have I been?
Yeah. Where have you been? Everywhere.
Where have I been? Well, it's been a tricky month for me, also for the family, because I've been away a lot.
Yeah.
And I've also been doing the driving instructor training as well. So
Yeah.
I've had that and weddings with lots of travel in multiple different countries. So, yeah, really, I took on way too much. But I kind of felt like I had to do it, you know. Do you
Yeah.
feel like I had to do it?
No, I don't feel like I have to do it.
It's one of those things that
It
at the
is
time,
madness.
isn't
Yeah,
it? Because
it's-
I've got a wedding coming
When
up on
it's
Laura's
hypothetical.
birthday.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, at the time we were both like, no, we need to book that in.
Yeah.
And now it's coming up. It is a bit like,
Aw.
oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I just kind of felt like it had to be done because I looked at the dates that were available to do this training and it would have been October to do it.
Yeah. And the whole
And I
point
just
of the
sort of-
driving thing is to do it over the winter when you've
Yeah.
got nothing to do.
Yeah, and my brain works in a way that if I decide I'm doing something,
You wanna do it the
I'm
next
just
day.
going to do it. And
Yeah.
sometimes it is at the sort of detriment of like the people that are around me. I'm
Yeah,
in,
you
like,
just
a
like,
little
see ya!
bubble, like I'm just doing this shit.
Fuck you all! I'm out.
Yeah, I can be a little bit sort of obsessive about stuff when I decide.
Yeah.
So I was in Spain first.
Yeah.
Saw some good friends for one day in Spain, who live in Barcelona. Did their wedding like a number of years back at Castel d'Empordà. They've become friends.
That's sweet.
So I saw them in Barcelona. Mm-hmm. And then I went to Castel d'Empordà, which is like, I think it was like the 23rd wedding that we've done there now.
That's mad.
Which was awesome. Lovely, lovely couple. Had a great time. Oh, hang on a minute. My glasses are talking to me.
Stop it! Our text message.
We'll talk about the glasses. We'll come back to the
Judi
glasses.
Dench is talking to me.
Is it actually Judi
It's
Dench?
Judi Dench, yeah.
That's amazing.
Message on WhatsApp. Yeah, awesome couple. I did a shoot with them at the beach, and it was comical. So I took this American couple to the beach in my little mini hire car, and we're trying to sort of woggle our way down to the beach through this tiny little village.
Yeah.
So you follow the sat nav, and then the roads turned into like these little tiny alleyways. You know, like there's alleyways you get in to like these little quaint villages.
Yeah.
Have you been there before?
Yeah, but it was a long time ago, so I couldn't remember.
okay.
So I was just trying to follow the sat nav. And like next minute, we're kind of like, I was thinking like, this doesn't feel like a road that we're on. And then the front of the car
God.
like bumped off this massive step next to these like houses leading down to the beach. And we weren't even on a road. We're on like a proper like flight of stairs.
In a hire car.
In a hire car, yeah.
With the couple.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of like, okay, guys.
Oh,
this isn't a road. And these guys were in the back, and they just started pissing themselves, laughing. They were like, "Oh my God, Liam, this is such a good way to start the wedding." It's like, I'm glad you think this is funny, guys. Like, so I'm like, I've got it in reverse.
Stuck on a step.
Stuck on a step. So I'm like, I'm revving the car, and like its wheels spinning.
How have I not heard about this?
Oh my God.
Stay with him for the pod. I've not heard about this either.
Clutch is burning. Like all these Spaniards are coming out. What's going on down here? Like they see us like mad people in this car, like thrashing, wheels spinning on their like 300-year-old steps.
Oh my God.
I managed to go like, like sort of forwards and backwards. And tip back up. So that was funny. Like I just thought this is going to be a really good wedding because they found it like hilarious.
Yeah, they were brilliant about it.
Oh, let's go and do it again, Liam. They just thought it was so funny. So yeah, that was a really nice wedding. And then from that's when it kind of got a little bit bonkers for me because I had to drive back to Barcelona and jump on a plane, fly to Munich. Fight my way through all the crowds at Munich airport and then drive from Munich to Austria, which was a bit bonkers.
Why were you driving from Munich to Austria? Could you not have flown?
Well, I did make a bit of an error in this. I booked a flight already that would have gotten me to Salzburg. It was a very expensive flight. But then after that, I was trying to find a flight home. Couldn't find a flight home. So like with all my destination experience, made a bit of a cock up. So I couldn't get a flight home. So I thought, right, well, I wonder if I go to Munich. So Munich flights were in abundance, a lot cheaper, cheaper hire car, and I could get back that way as well.
Yeah,
so
easier. So how long is the drive? Was it?
It was like 4 hours.
Okay.
But it was epic drive.
Beautiful.
I got a BMW 4 Series because I've got a corporate account with 6, so they gave me this big flashy BMW 4 Series.
Amazing.
And I'm just thrashing it along the Autobahn. Like the Autobahn in Germany, there's no speed limit. So I'm like, all right, I'll give it some beans. So I do like 100 miles an hour on the Autobahn in the middle lane. And then people are flying past me doing like 180 miles an hour.
It's mad that there's no limit. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was good fun. And then the drive through Austria, I mean, it was just absolutely unbelievable.
Is it?
It's such a beautiful country.
Wow.
And like I don't think many UK photographers get an opportunity to shoot in places like that.
Yeah.
Because when we do destination weddings, it tends to be like Italy, Greece, Spain, France. And I got lucky with this one because it was one of my previous Castel d'Empordà couples who were German, recommended me to their German friends. So they were all from Munich. And so I was photographing a German wedding in the Austrian
It was
Alps.
so stunning. Oh,
Yeah.
bless you.
It was just...
Honestly, Liam was FaceTiming, and when you just like, this is a postcard. Everywhere you look is absolutely idyllic. It was so
It was
beautiful.
need to go to
beautiful.
Austria.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what? It wasn't that expensive as well. It was pretty reasonable. And I was in a place called Bad Gastein, which has like this like huge waterfall that cuts through the middle of the town. So you stood there like just looking at this like raging torrent of a waterfall that cuts straight through the town. And you stood there and you're looking up and like, there's a hotel up there. And then you look down, there's another hotel down there. So it's all kind of like stacked on top of each other. And they got married in this 600-year-old kind of stone lodge type thing on the top of this mountain. So it was like 5,000 feet above sea level. And they were all wearing Lederhosen. So all the boys are in Lederhosen.
Love it.
So
all
cool.
the ladies are in flowery frocks.
Yeah.
And it was like an episode out of, what's that film?
The Sound of
Music.
One of my all-time favourite films.
It was just so nice, and it was boiling. It was like 35 degrees.
Oh, was it?
One of your cameras failed, didn't it?
Both of them like overheated, which I've never seen
before. So 35 degrees
I think
is the
with
limit.
the altitude, because you've been
that's
in hotter,
true.
you've been in hotter environments than
Altitude,
that before.
it could be, yeah.
I think maybe a combination of the two
Yeah.
was just
Yeah, I mean, it was...
an unfriendly environment.
Yeah. I've never seen it before. I was like, what's going on with my camera?
Was it at the same time?
Yeah, at the same time.
Fun.
Yeah, so all countries, Austria, you know. But it was just so beautiful, like stood there on this mountainside, looking at these epic mountains, still snow on the top of the mountains as well.
But boiling.
Which I couldn't really figure out, because like, why is there snow over there?
That's how we felt in Lake Como.
Yeah,
we were just like, nah,
Yeah.
that's like concrete or something. They just like drop it on there, you know, some white concrete, so it's pretty
I
year
still
round.
think the whole thing is CGI'd. I still don't think it was
I
real.
think it's because we don't have like the concept of like the size of these mountains. So
Yeah.
we see our mountains here, and then when we're there, like you're looking at their mountains thinking, that doesn't look very far away, but it probably is like 10 miles away and like 16,000 feet or whatever.
No, you're being far too reasonable and rational. It's concrete.
Say I am telling you.
It's just like loads of things during the wedding that I've never experienced before. So they have a ceremonial tapping of the beer keg, which I just think's like absolutely
That is
amazing.
right up your street,
I thought
isn't
it was,
it?
yeah, so the bride and groom arrived, and there's these guys there playing like these traditional like horns that were like as long as your light stand, these big and then they all gather around this wooden beer keg, and Fabian, the groom, he gets this copper tap and he bashes it into the beer keg, and everyone's like, yeah, and everyone's cheering. It's like, this is the best wedding ever. You know, who celebrates the beer? The Germans celebrate the beer,
Yeah.
which I thought,
Yeah.
Love that.
I should be German. Yeah, it was
Then
really
you came
cool.
back on Father's Day. We were supposed to meet you at the airport.
Oh, yeah.
But your flight was delayed, so we couldn't meet you at the airport for the hour
Yeah.
of swapping cards as well. Like I needed all these wedding photos.
Yeah.
Couldn't get any of the cards from him.
That's a good point. Like the logistics when you're flying here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, that you don't think about. Then it's like, oh God, I'm just flying around the world with like 4 weddings on me or whatever.
See, I don't worry about that.
Yeah, you're
I do.
you're the perfect person to do this because you just would
Yeah.
be chill about it. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
I'm
would be
pretty
sweating about that.
So yeah, I had to get back home, and then I drove down to Basingstoke. and-
Fun.
yeah, but yeah, from the Austrian Alps to Basingstoke
Yeah.
To do your driving thing.
to do the driving thing. Yeah,
You
which
did like
was
3 days there, didn't you? Came back here for...
Quite hardcore training, isn't it?
it's pretty intense. I keep on saying it's like you have
Yeah.
to be some sort of Jedi warrior of like the driving world.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's going to work well with the wedding business.
Yeah.
because we want to do less weddings, and the market's obviously changed a little bit, so it just kind of feels like the right thing to do.
You get so bored as well when you have nothing
You
to do.
are
Yeah.
like
I just
a
think-
caged animal
Yeah.
in the winter.
I just think you having something to do will be really good.
Yeah.
But it isn't like, oh, I'm just going to be a driving instructor, and you can start next week. Like, there's a lot of stuff you have to
There's
do.
a lot of stuff. Yeah, so I
quite
passed my
involved.
part 1. I've got my part 2, which is like the sort of, you have to basically have like another driving test, but like a
Like
Jedi,
a hardcore one. Yeah.
Jedi standard. And then when you pass that, you can then start training people as a trainee. So you still haven't passed then. You like to pass fully, you have to have an examiner in the car with you, with one of your pupils,
Oh, wow.
watching you from the back
Oh,
seat.
wow, it's quite terrifying.
That is
You
pretty
know,
terrifying.
Just try not to drive anywhere that's not a road. That's like the top
Yeah.
tip.
Don't drive down.
Don't drive down steps.
No.
Like, what's the daisy?
Yeah, fail.
Yeah, so it's going well, and it's been a bit of a kind of, you know, massive change for me, because I've been doing weddings for 23 years, and then doing something that I'm not trained at has been an eye-opener.
Learning a new skill.
Because, you know, you're kind of used to just being in your own little bubble, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, I've got to learn something new. This is weird. So,
Good for you. Good for the brain, isn't it?
Good for the
Learning
brain.
new skills.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about it.
But doing the course when you're tired, because you've been here, there and everywhere, that makes it harder as well, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. So anyway, did that, and then I zoomed back home, and then...
Had a wedding with Pete.
I had a wedding with Pete.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Where were we?
That was nice.
Bicester.
Oh, Bicester, yeah.
Yeah. What was the venue called? It was like the Tide Barn, wasn't it?
Tide.
The Tide.
Just Tide?
Yeah.
Tide.
Yeah. In Bicester. Yeah, very nice, wasn't it?
Really nice
Boiling
venue.
as well, wasn't it?
So warm.
And a few
but
previous
we had-
couples there.
Yeah,
weren't
loads.
there?
But they had an outdoor ceremony.
Yeah.
It started raining, didn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
It did.
But they you know, they just wanted to carry on outside.
that's nice.
The registrars weren't happy. You could see they were like, this. You could see in their faces. They were
you know
like,
what? They were really nice. They were just like, right, we have to decide. We're either all in or all out. You know, like, you know,
Yeah.
go inside.
That's
do it
the
all
thing
inside.
with
You know.
England, isn't it? It could rain any time, so you need
Yeah.
to think beforehand. Like, do I care if
It
it's
was just
drizzling?
mad because it was a heat wave.
Yeah,
Like, it was
boiling
It was
rain.
boiling.
It was
wasn't
like
it?
tropical rain, wasn't it?
Well, I think didn't they say they quite enjoyed it because it was boiling
Refreshing.
and raining.
Refreshing,
So
yeah.
that's quite a nice combination as long as it's not torrential.
Yeah.
Nice positive attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm just
in
looking at the
bar-
rain bouncing off my cameras though, and I'm like,
Yeah, I know.
fine.
It'll be fine.
I was looking at your camera because I was kind of like shielding mine. I'm thinking, Pete's camera should have tell him it's getting a bit wet. But you obviously knew. So.
I'd noticed.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
you know,
whatever.
if it dies, it dies.
If it dies, it dies.
Exactly.
And your cameras didn't overheat at this wedding,
No.
so that's good. Like, it must
that's
have been
good.
the altitude then, not just
It
it being
must have
boiling.
been the altitude, yeah.
I wonder if other people, because it's been hot, hasn't it, lately, have had cameras.
They have. People have been telling me
Dying.
they've had cameras overheating lately.
Yeah,
gotta-
Sony's.
Sony's. But then we can't feel smug now because your Canon just overheated. So
Yeah,
I was
well-
very smug when I heard that. Because they're always... Because like Canon's thing with video camera, like cameras that also do video, was that they'd like overheat, like fake overheat, but...
Oh yeah, it used to happen
And so
all
all
the time.
Sony
What, like they
people
were
are-
just being dramatic.
Yeah, so they'd be like, oh no,
Don't want it.
Because when we first got the R5, it would be like, oh, I can only record another minute. I'm simply too hot. But if you like went into the menu, changed the date to the next day, or change the hour like forward an hour,
Then it was.
and then
fine.
like it was absolutely
It was
fine.
just a weird
Did you do
glitch.
photos on your Sony as well? Because I edited Sony photos this week, and I was like,
I
We've done a few, yeah.
like grew to really
You
like
really
the
liked
Sony
it.
files.
Yeah?
Hated them to start with, and then when I kind of got them a bit more dialed in, I really liked them, which I didn't expect because I didn't love the video footage from them. But I think that the low's better now. But yeah, the pictures, I was like, yeah, there's just
It's
so much
changed,
like
though, isn't it?
there's so much like information in there, you know, like you can brighten them up loads, and you know,
Yeah.
like there was just so much
Yeah.
there, and I didn't need to run them through like any denoising thing.
Yeah, well, I think our presets are designed for Canon files, aren't
Yeah,
it wasn't that. It was that after shoot, I've trained to process our raw files.
Yeah.
And it didn't like the fact that I was trying to put through Sony. So I had to edit them all
Not cool.
individually, personally. Like, what is this? Where I'm not just
work.
presented with something that's had the
Like,
exposure change.
These are
it's
awful.
not cool.
they? They were
No.
Ollie's pictures, weren't they?
They were great. The
Oh,
photos
awesome.
were great. They were
Yeah.
really great. But,
Yeah.
you know, when you're just like, no.
I mean, whenever I shoot, well, we all shoot pictures, and
We
like
all.
there's, well, no, both of us, because if I'm
Yeah.
just shooting pictures, I'll take 2 R5s.
Yeah.
Whereas if the 2 of us are taking pictures, then we need, you know, at least one of the cameras. So that's the R6 Mark II. And even between like those 2 cameras, they're not the same.
I know.
White balance
It's
is
really annoying.
totally different. Like if you copy the adjustments from one to the other, it goes like the most extreme colours with the white balance, and you're just like, what the actual hell here?
Yeah, so what happened after that, Bea?
Then you went back to Basingstoke for
Back to
another 3 days
Basingstoke.
and drove 8 hours solid from Basingstoke to Edinburgh for
I don't know how I did that.
for an elopement.
That's
I don't know
like the final nail, isn't it?
I did that because I was so tired after the travel and then the training.
Yeah.
And then I jumped into the car.
And drove for 8 hours.
And I went, I couldn't get all the way to Edinburgh. I was too tired, so I stopped in some shithole somewhere in Dumfries.
Not that Dumfries was there.
Dumfries isn't a shithole.
Look, there
Just
were
to
shitholes
clarify, just
everywhere.
where you stopped.
It was just where it happened to be.
And then I got to Melville Castle, which is a lovely castle.
That doesn't sound like a shithole.
It's not really, like in Scotland, like they call these places castles, don't they?
They can
and they're
do.
not castles, are they? It's just a hotel.
There's a lot of castles.
It's I don't think it's a castle. And like the couple were like, we booked this place thinking that we'd get this like
had they not
amazing
been
Scottish
before?
castle, and it's more like just a hotel.
Aww.
So they confirmed it.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at the pictures.
that's my first instinct was
Yeah. Have a look.
And it was a really lovely shoot. She wore an amazing Vera Wang dress. They were really, really nervous about it.
Was it a portrait shoot or a wedding?
It was, so they were married already
Yeah.
in Canada, and they didn't have like a I don't think they had a photographer, so they wanted to do some epic pictures in Edinburgh. So the plan was to take them into Edinburgh, do some pictures there, and then something kind of on the outskirts, but they'd been there for 10 days already, and I got a message like 2 days before saying, we don't want to do Edinburgh anymore, there's too many people.
Yeah.
Which there are. It's
I think, people look at stuff online and they're like, oh, it looks idyllic, little cobbled streets and a bookshop and whatever, and then
it's
turns out there's a million tourists there.
Yeah, I mean, we've been a few times, and do you think it's got more busy?
It's definitely got more busy. Yeah, it has.
I think so.
I mean,
too.
I love like around Dean Village and Stockbridge and everywhere, which is definitely less busy. But you were saying even there was busy when you did the shoot.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like the sort of the key areas of Edinburgh where you'd like to go and shoot, the famous Royal Mile. It's almost like inaccessible.
Yeah,
I would
completely
say.
impossible.
Yeah, unless you maybe go there at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
That might work.
Yeah.
But they didn't fancy that. So what did we do? Did some shots around Melville, which is a beautiful
You
venue.
went to Portobello Beach
And then we went
as well,
to Portobello Beach, which was really nice. Like, I enjoyed it on the beach.
We've been there before.
Yeah, really peaceful. Victorian kind of seaside vibes.
Cute.
And then I thought we need to get something in Edinburgh, so I took them to Dean Village. And it wasn't heaving, but it was busy. Have you ever been to Dean Village?
No, I don't think
It's
so.
lush,
Yeah.
it's so pretty. It's almost a bit
Italian.
kind of French looking.
Yeah.
Like very tall buildings, river winding through, cute little like bridges going across the river. It's really delightful.
So I did a few pictures there. It didn't last very long though, because whenever I set something up, there was tourists there taking their own pictures.
It's the weirdest thing.
Which weirded her out big time. But I said to her, look, the reason why they're doing it is because you're wearing like a really like awesome Vera Wang dress.
Yeah,
And you're like a model.
It's not something you see every day, but I don't know why they'd want that picture on their phone or whatever.
So it didn't last long there because they were a nervous couple.
I think it was
anyway.
the end
they
of
didn't
the
like
day
the attention.
as well. It'd been a long day, and it is a lot having your photo taken for hours on end. Isn't it?
Well, they booked me for 4 hours, and I think at that point I'd been with them for 5. And we as like shooters, we go into this little bubble, don't we? And
Yeah,
we're
well, you
sort
could
of
just do it all day.
fueled by adrenaline.
Yeah.
So we don't feel the fatigue.
It goes quick,
And
doesn't
then
it?
you sometimes forget, and you look at your couple who look dishevelled.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And they're like, when will
All
this
right, guys.
end? When will it end? So true.
Yeah, it reminds me of a shoot I did on Formby Beach, where it was like one of the coldest days ever recorded, and it was like minus 15 on the beach. So the sand dunes
Minus
was snow.
15?
Yeah, the sand dunes was snow.
God.
And I'm just wearing a white shirt, and I'm just doing my thing. You don't feel it, do you?
Yeah,
And then I saw the
you're
bride
busy.
go blue, and I'm like, oh, maybe we should stop now.
And they're like, thank you.
So I think that was the end to my madness, wasn't it? Or was it?
No, you came back and had another day at home, and then you went and did another wedding.
Or was that the wedding?
Nobody knows.
Oh,
The
it was the
Whitworth?
Whitworth Gallery.
Oh,
in
yes.
Manchester, yeah.
And then you went
Which
back
is-
down south again for some more driving.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I had a great time at the Whitworth. Saw Gav from The Rush.
Nice.
Big up The Rush.
Woo.
Oh, I've not seen
Best
been at a wedding for
band ever.
a year.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah, really good. He
So
looks
good.
amazing as well, Gav, at the moment. He's looking really good.
Seen him for a
He's
while.
always a nice guy to see, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a hug, which is nice.
It's so nice when you see someone at a wedding that you know.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it. You
Yeah,
saw Howard Wing, didn't
I
you?
was working with Howard Wing, the last wedding, which was at Peckford and Castle.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you had your content creator. How did it go?
Oh, yeah.
Tell us everything.
First content creator
Right, so
wedding.
she was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't
Like,
didn't get in the way.
Yeah.
I was
And
expecting.
What does the content look like? I want to see.
Very much like...
it-
Seen it.
Is it edited?
All
or
I've
is it just
seen-
like? Does it look like it's straight out of camera? What's the?
All I've seen so far is like edited clips together, like similar to what we do, where we do like clips throughout the day.
Oh yeah.
Portrait, obviously, and like similar moments. So just like from the side, you know, like when the bridesmaids see her, or they're
Does it
clearly
look-
shot on a phone.
Okay.
You know, like they're not like they don't look
Yeah.
like a wedding video, but they're not like a random like clip. And yeah, I think they are edited. I think there's like some bits
Yeah.
of black and white and stuff.
But she wasn't in the way at all.
No.
That's good.
But yeah, my only thing was that like she is like so busy
Yeah.
that you know, like you expect like the content creator to like put stuff out like the next day.
I don't know if she would have sent them stuff straight away, or like, do they give them the? It's a shame you didn't talk to them more, because I want to
yeah.
know like what are you giving them? When do they get it? Because I think our preview went up a few days before I saw anything from the content creator, which I thought that was the thing that they would have it like.
But I think like
The next morning.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think because this was, I think she'd had like a few in a row.
Yeah.
And then like I think. Was it like 5 she had like the following week?
So then you'd end up with this big
it's
pile.
So it's like, I mean,
That is insane.
ending up with backlog.
Is
aren't
that
they?
what's
So
going to
it's-
happen? If content creators get super popular, they're going to end up with they're going to end up like wedding videographers who are like,
Yeah.
no, it's going to be 3 weeks because I've got loads to get through.
I thought
Which
they just send
destroys the whole point of it, because
the
it
raw
is supposed to be
footage.
instant, isn't it?
What the raw footage they send?
Yeah, maybe she gave
there's
them
an
all
element
the
of
raw
that.
footage.
Yeah.
Maybe that happened straight
Yeah.
after the wedding. We don't know.
But then a
We
lot
need
of them
more info.
they put like a little, what's like a mini highlights film together,
Yeah.
don't they? Because that's what, you know, gets
Maybe
them-
that is just their
Yes.
marketing video, and
Yeah.
they have sent
Exactly.
everything.
Yeah. So then
Yeah.
the bride and groom can like use the raw footage for their own like
Yeah.
personal Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah. you
but
imagine
like
that's what's happening.
I followed the bride and groom and I didn't see any like.
Nothing.
Yeah,
of
because
that.
they post a
'Cause
lot of
that's
things
what I
and
was
tagged
waiting
who,
to
you know,
see,
who
like,
their
what
friends
did-
that they're taking it, because we're curious as first
Yeah.
content creator.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
interesting.
I've not had one yet. I feel left out.
Yeah, I still think like unnecessary, to be honest. But
When you've got a videographer there,
yeah, I guess it's
Yeah.
portrait. That's
Yeah.
the only. I mean, like I can make a film in portrait. I
Yeah.
don't want to, but I can. But it's like cropping in,
Yeah.
like filming on your phone. Like
I've actually seen another content creator.
right.
Remember when I went to film one of my friends I used to work with like
yeah.
years and years ago. He's in a band. He's always been in bands. And he was shooting a wedding just up the road from us here. So I offered to go and like just film a few bits and pieces so they could have like something as like a promo.
Like
thing.
just of the band, yeah.
And then you get to the wedding and there's a photographer and there's a content creator, and like, you know, the content creator's flying a drone around when I get there. You know, it's just like,
that does
Yeah.
not feel content
well, it's
creator.
kind
I can see.
content creator, cheap videographer.
Yeah, I can see
know, it's-
these lines getting blurred further down the line. That a content creator is going to do it, and then they're going to get better at it. They're going to try and make it look better. Oh, I'm going to use lenses on my phone. I'm going to use a gimbal.
Well-
Oh, I'm going to have a drone, and it's just going to like escalate.
Yesterday when we went to the cinema and there was like an advert on there for the Stormzy film, mini film that was all shot on
Yeah.
iPhone,
iPhone,
and
yeah.
oh my god, the quality.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
really does make you think
But I mean,
what is possible.
the
Yeah.
rigs that they put on those, because
Yeah.
that 28 years later,
It's not
filmed
like
on an
a
iPhone.
phone.
Yeah.
And
It's
like,
like,
have you seen any behind the scenes like footage or
No, I've not
pictures of
seen
that?
it.
Well,
get
is
a
that-
picture
is that
up because
the-
it's like there's a lot of
Enormous.
gear.
Is that the future then? If it's achievable with these phones now, they're obviously going to get better. You can get these attachments.
Maybe.
For. Is that the future?
Maybe.
Of wedding film or film in general?
Dunno.
You know, 28 Days Later has been film success. I saw that Stormzy thing on YouTube actually. I was just watching some motorbike stuff, and then it just sort of popped up as an advert. But then I thought, I want to watch that, and it was really, really good. And I had no idea it was shot on an iPhone. I just thought, this is epic, really, really nice to watch.
See that massive camera?
Yeah, look at
That's got an iPhone in it.
That's the iPhone.
That's the iPhone with a massive cinema lens on the front of it.
Yeah.
Shot
it's-
on a phone.
This big.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, if you're just using your phone as a sensor with everything else around it,
Yeah, does it
can
still
look
count?
stunning.
Does that still count? I don't know.
What sort of phone is that they used? You know.
It was an iPhone 15. It's this phone. This phone.
With all that shit
But
on it.
put it in a big metal rig, and then you've got like lens mount adapters you can put on the front.
Yeah.
So you can shoot through those. So it's quite cool because you can still switch between the different lenses and the lens on front, so
Yeah.
you'll still get different looks and
I
stuff.
don't understand if they're like adding all that fancy stuff.
Well, the last
You might as well
one was
use
shot on like
red camera or
Exactly.
something.
was it like a
It's
VHS or mini
novelty.
DV? It was like they want that kind of slightly
Jerky.
shitter look. We won't be
Yeah.
jerky because they'll use
Oh,
like
yeah.
a Blackmagic app, and they'll probably shoot it in RAW straight out the
Yeah.
USB-C to the bottom to some big.
I mean,
But it's also a gimmick. Like, you've heard about it and you're like, that Stormzy film. And you might watch it because of it.
but also, I get that, but I do think that going forwards, like on a lesser level,
Yeah.
we're going to see much, much more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, they're not going to have these massive rigs at weddings, but I
Yeah.
do think we will see
I think
coming
if
forwards.
I was a content creator, you might be like, well, I like filming my family or whatever. I'm going to start going to weddings. And then it'll escalate where you go.
Like,
and then
I
you start
just
to
put
make
this
it
little
better.
lens on the front of my phone.
You want to make it better and
And
better and
then-
better. And then before you know it, you're filming the whole
Wood's
speeches.
got like a little like lens he puts on the front, like a little anamorphic like
Yeah.
adapter.
Oh, yeah.
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 I'm
Yeah, he
working with
raves
Jeff.
about
I'm
that.
working with Jeff soon. I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him work with his phones. Yeah.
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 Should be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see what the future brings, but I think, a lot of content creators are just
Yeah.
going to go crazy with it, aren't they?
I think I'd happily use my phone as like a third angle.
Yeah.
If I could have it in a good place, if it could be nicely composed, because we did use it in like a band video we did.
I know.
Just as like a fourth
And it worked really
angle,
well.
just to see what it looked like. And
I'd quite happily
It was
film a
nice.
wedding on phones. I think it'd be really fun.
then,
We were
But
talking about new business, weren't we?
yes.
It's just like,
Yeah, maybe we should do that. We're like, should we be content creators? We were saying, because you guys had local weddings this last weekend.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, it's so nice, that you get to come home at the end
but
of the
it's
day.
a very strict business model. We only shoot at Rivington Bar.
Yeah,
Oh.
we were like, we could set up a company
but
for
that
these
could work because
Saturdays.
they're just down the road. We see that like people that work there walking past.
Exactly.
Could be like, can we be your exclusive content creators?
Yes, and we just
We will
rock
supply
up.
cake.
We leave when they sit down for the meal. So we just do like we don't do prep. We'll just do like ceremony to sit down.
Yeah.
And we just rock up, make a little film, get some clippage.
Yeah.
Go to the brewery
And then
afterwards.
go to the brewery
Exactly.
afterwards.
I like
That's where they do their
Yeah.
editing.
Yeah.
You should.
Send.
You like a bit of pocket money.
Just
Yeah.
something
I don't
to
need-
do on a
Pocket
Saturday.
money. I
don't
mean, they get paid.
Even need to charge
well.
a fortune.
No.
Yeah.
Be marvellous.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, watch this space.
Anything happening in the industry?
All my entire Facebook feed at the moment
It's hybrid.
is hybrid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Notice.
Yes.
I know only like really old people are on Facebook, but that's still where the groups where people shared stuff
Yeah.
are at.
Yeah. I've seen so many people like, this is my latest hybrid video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, help
Exactly
me.
the same
Give
for me.
me
This
tips.
morning I went on and I was like, there were 5 in a row. That
Yeah.
was like,
It's just so many. People need to get Lawson Film School. That's what they need to do.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's on there like,
That's
give me
a cracking
feedback.
plug, that is.
Give me feedback. And every time I'm thinking like, I can't reply because I'm like, just get Lawson Film School. Like, you'll get all these answers.
Just post a link and be done with it.
like, bosh. But yeah, a lot of people are giving it a go, aren't they?
do you
Yeah.
do
Exactly, yeah.
like in Lawson Film School? You know how you put together my India video and it was crappy clips on my iPhone? I want a course, I've said this to you before, that teaches me how to put those together and make it look pretty like you did.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's just magic.
Yeah.
Like little family videos, but
Yeah.
you need to do that.
Okay.
Just as an extra thing to put on your list.
Sure.
As well as like the cake decorating, the content creating, just a small little thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like a mini
Do that.
course.
A mini masterclass on how to use
Do
Final
you
Cut.
sell this is what I was trying to say. Do you do it in like broken down bits, so that I could just go in and buy like how do I edit it?
It's the whole thing. It's the
Yeah.
whole thing.
No, it's the whole thing.
Rather than like little club.
We did
Collapse.
have a little chat about that because I know sometimes people do sell courses like that, don't they?
Yeah,
Where you get
'cause-
like a subset.
Break it down.
Episode.
Get
Yeah.
a subset of things like for
I
a certain price.
don't want to go and
skipping other
film a
bits.
wedding, but I do want to know how to
Yeah.
put together
Just
a
do
cute
that one.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get,
That's
yeah.
my request, please.
Well, maybe-
Okay, maybe I'll do a mini. I could do an add-on thing where it's just like a mini masterclass on Final Cut and just how to set it up and
Yeah.
how to get started. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can do that.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of hybrid.
Yeah,
hybrid,
a lot of
yeah.
hybrid. Yeah, it's seems to be people. Well, looks like that people think that is the way forward at the
Yeah,
moment.
I think a lot of people, obviously, it's hard at the moment to get bookings and it is a selling point if you are a one-stop shop. I get that.
Yeah.
It's a good way to like maximize money, get more money from the couples you've already got. Like,
Yeah.
hey, do you want a video as well?
Yeah,
Okay, get it.
yeah. I'm not doing it.
Okay, that was a great conversation.
Amazing.
I thought it'd be nice to do it, but I know that my brain
It's busy
isn't the sort
enough.
of brain that's wired to be able to
Yeah.
to do it, and I don't need to do any research into it because I just know
Yeah, you don't want
wholeheartedly
to.
that my photography, the standard of it, will have to take a bit of a hit,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
can't
I think
do that.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's good to like sometimes not go with the general flow as well, you
Yeah.
know? Sometimes do something a little
Yeah.
different.
Well, it's
so
the
that-
same as the trends and
so
everything.
that everyone's not just
Yeah.
the same.
You see a lot of other people doing something, and part of you thinks,
I should
do
do
we
that
need to
too,
do that
yeah.
now? But yeah, like we can't all be the same. And it's fine to stick in your lane and do your thing well.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, rather than being like, I'm going to make my thing shitter by suddenly doing this as well.
Yeah, I might have thought differently had I not taken the steps to go down this route of having another job. Basically, I do feel a lot more confident now
Yeah,
in our
there's
photography,
less
in our wedding
pressure on it.
business. Because bookings are actually all right for us for next year.
Yeah.
which is great. Touch wood at the moment.
Don't
But
jinx it.
even if we did like 25 weddings next year,
Yeah,
I'd
you'd
be
be
okay
fine.
with that.
Yeah,
I'd be okay with it
yeah.
because I know that if time started to get a bit dodgy for us,
Well, you've not passed yet.
I'm not past yet.
No, but he
I
will.
I will. Come
And
on.
you've got something else going on.
Something else. Yeah.
And you don't, it wouldn't make you happy to compromise. Like if it's not something you want to do,
That's exactly it.
then that's not fun. That's just like, oh, suddenly I'm making the flowers and
It's
the
just
cake.
yeah, it's so much responsibility for a day as well.
Yeah,
I just don't think
Yeah.
that for us
I get it.
it's the right vibe.
I wonder if we should add on photography.
do the opposite thing. So like
And not
everyone that's
and
having
not
video,
like
just be like,
full on,
do you want
not,
pictures?
Not like a day's worth of photography.
Yeah.
Just like I'll do a few post
We've
pictures
got a
throughout the
wedding
day.
coming up. It's like, it's unusual, but like we've actually had it a couple of times where they've booked us for video and they're not having a photographer and they just want like 3 pictures. They're like, would you
Oh,
mind
yeah.
taking a picture of like us and our kids and then like one portrait?
Yeah.
And that's all they want.
I mean, with hybrid becoming more of a thing and more photographers offering bits of video, I mean, I know it's always been a concern of yours, and that's why you've not offered photography in the past, isn't it? Because it's like, don't want
Yeah.
to tread on anyone's toes, don't want to.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly. It's difficult because, like, yeah, the only real reason we've never done it is because of the amount of like photographers that will recommend us, and then
Yeah.
if people get recommended to us, they go on our website and it's like, have everything. They might not book that original photographer, and that's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
awful. So we never wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But if that original photographer is now doing hybrid,
Yeah.
then that It's like, have we just shot ourselves in the foot?
Yeah, because like they're not going to recommend us ever again.
Well,
'cause
exactly. Well, it's
they
like-
want the money.
So it's kind of like who pulls the trigger first.
Exactly.
I know.
And it feels like the photographers are pulling the trigger.
It's hard to know
But,
what to do,
I mean,
isn't it?
I think the ones that recommend us aren't offering it yet.
True.
But
I think
maybe
it's
they will.
really interesting what you just said. And I feel like
It does have that vibe though, like
It
the
is-
pulling the trigger thing. Everyone's just like there, like pointing a gun at each other, like who's gonna fuck
feel
the other
like
person
it-
over
I
first.
feel like it has a place, and I feel like it could do well.
I think
But
people
also it could
could
be the
just
death
be on
of other
film as well.
photographers, you know, where it's like, oh shit, okay,
If
right,
someone,
well.
if someone's having like the whole film,
Well, it goes
and they've
back-
got the day,
Yeah.
and then they just have like portraits and family group shots.
Yeah, it goes back
Like,
to the
would people
traditional
want that?
I was
photography,
thinking like
doesn't
proper
it? You know?
nostalgia, like for an
Yeah.
hour
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah.
Photographer.
I do think, I think it would be really successful, and it does make me think, like
Like, oh shit,
a bit.
we're not doing it. It's-
Peter!
oh no.
No,
Everything,
why
though.
you shouldn't not just because.
No, you shouldn't. If you've got
I
an
don't know
idea.
because
But
our
someone-
business is based on like a lot of referrals and things
Yeah,
like that,
yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's lovely to have like friends.
Have you looked at like this year's weddings and figured out which ones have come from those photographers to see? You never know.
It's true. There's
Yeah, probably less than normal, to be honest.
a lot less.
A lot of
new photographers we're working with.
a lot of and a lot of them now are through the planner, you know, which is great, and they don't give a shit. We're offering
and most
it.
are through like Instagram.
Yeah, we should look though. That's a good
should
point
look,
because
yeah.
we're basing this on like these
Even if it
people,
was
but-
just a package that you offered through planner bookings, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, you could do it that way, couldn't you? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you've got to think like this client that would book that, you know, this is why it's key for you to stay in your lane in a way and your style, because that client that is just having like an hour of like nostalgic photos is not your client. They're different people, aren't they? You know, they want like creative portraits and all of that. And
Yeah.
it's just a different person.
No, because we can shoot them on film, and that'll just tick box the artistry of it, won't it?
No, stuff shot on film is nothing like Liam's portraits. That's
No,
what
but
I'm
I just
saying,
mean like when people are just like, you know, like want that something different, don't they? Like, you know, like whether it's the creativity you put into it or it's someone else that's like shooting it on film, like people just get sold on like, it's not like a gimmick, but on like a special.
something
It's
that's
so
a bit niche.
funny, the film stuff, though, isn't it? Because obviously we've been doing some stuff on film.
Oh yeah,
And I
we
was
need
like,
an update on that. 'cause we're
Have you
not.
had any develop yet?
need to get it developed. It's on the list. It's on
Just
the mega
in the
list.
pile, there's like 15 weddings shot on
I've
film.
delivered the wedding photographs.
Oh, it'll be like an
But the film-
anniversary gift.
The film is still in the camera.
Been around the world.
I was talking to a friend and they were giving me some advice and they were saying, so I'd get the scans back, but then I'd tidy them all up in AI and then send them across to them. So I was like, okay, I get it. You don't want fire exit signs or
Yeah,
distractions
and
or
you
whatever in the
can.
back.
But it's all about like,
yeah.
But how did they don't know,
No.
do they?
But it's all this nostalgic.
But Liam always says, why can't I just take it on my phone and
You
we'll just
totally
wrap
could,
it, or
I
I'll
know.
take it
This is
on
what
my-
I'm saying.
You wouldn't be able to tell. We used to say this when we sold the contacts. Do you remember? We do shoots because we used it quite a lot. We had a little play with it for like, let's say 2 years, and we used to take it to every shoot, and we'd take some on film and some on digital just in case these were fucking awful, and they are literally the same.
I know
You know, when you've edited them, they would never
This
know.
is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's like,
and
why
this
go
one
through the
costs
fact-
hundreds of pounds.
Film's expensive.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously it's more, you know, you can't see what you're shooting, so you've got that
And
kind
you're
of
there on the
element
day,
too.
like, like loading it, and like, do you
Just
remember when Ollie was using it? And it was
Yeah,
like,
he
it's
was
coming up with a
flapping
weird
around.
error. What's
I know,
happening?
it was stressful.
Yeah.
You know, you might as well just have a second camera, and then you just pull it. I'm going to do a few film shots now, and just make the noise like. Done.
Oh, I love it.
I bet the
I love
X100 has a film noise.
We just need the X100. That's what I'll do.
How
I'll
many
just do
times?
X100 photos at weddings.
The universe
Done.
has sent us this message so many times. At what point are we going to listen?
Should we just buy one now?
Yes.
Come on, add to cart.
There's another version of like the X100.
Yeah, have you seen
Like
this?
same sensor, but interchangeable lenses. So you can get one, and it looks very similar.
Yeah.
And you can get a lens which is basically like a little pancake lens that looks the same as the X100 one. Mm-hmm. But then you can also like just fit like a load of normal Fuji lenses to it. So you could just stick like a 50mm on there if you...
Which one do I need? We must figure this out soon because
Cheaper
we
as well.
do need to buy this.
I saw that Fearless had done a worldwide survey of how much does wedding photography cost in 2025.
Oh, this is interesting.
It was interesting.
Because we all assume America charge a lot,
Yeah.
but that's the only country I know about, I think.
Yeah.
Just in a different league.
Okay, so let me just go over what they were asking photographers for. So it was, what can couples getting married in 2025 anticipate paying for a basic wedding photography package that includes up to 10 hours of coverage, 600 to 1,000 high-resolution images, and applicable local taxes.
Okay.
The results were wildly different. But I mean, so the USA is probably the one that is the most standout because they had 138 photographers surveyed and the average was $5,800, which is £4,250.
Wow.
That's what everyone here
Okay.
should probably
Yeah.
be charging. Because it was £2,000 back in the year 2000.
I know, we just know it never went up
Never went
here,
up.
did it?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay.
Well, interestingly, here the average was 63 photographers were asked, and it was 2,100, which is actually slightly higher than I thought it would be.
I would have guessed just under £2,000.
But let's also remember this is like Fearless, so it tends to be like good photographers,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
It
They're on
does,
there, they've
it
been
does.
going a
True.
while.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Let me run through. I mean, I didn't put everything into sterling.
To convert, yeah.
So, but Canada, $4,900, which is £2,600.
Oh, that's lower than I would have
Yeah.
thought.
Mexico, £2,200.
That's quite high, isn't it?
Okay.
Argentina, 775. Brazil, 900. Italy, 1,900. France, just shy of £2,000.
Okay.
The Netherlands, 2,300. Romania, 1,300. And then we get into all euros. Couldn't be bothered to change it. But Spain, 1,850. So what's that? Don't know.
What's 1850 in? 1,500 quid, is it?
1,700, no, they're quite close. at that,
Ireland,
aren't
2,600.
Oh.
Wow.
Germany, 3,050.
they? Okay.
So maybe Germany is the place to go.
Germany,
It's the
Munich.
biggest economy in Europe,
Done.
isn't it?
It is.
Portugal, 2,250. Belgium, 2,250. Greece,
Yeah.
1,800. Hungary, 800 quid.
Wow.
Yeah, only 5 photographers though.
Yeah. Turkey, 1,500 euros. Cyprus, 2,000. Austria, 2,600 euros.
Yeah.
Lithuania, 1,500. I just thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
And
it
like,
is.
why out of Europe are we one of
One
the
of the lower
lowest?
ones.
Yeah,
I don't think we were there.
why did we never put prices up? You know?
Because
Why has the average not gone up?
couples don't want to pay. There's loads of people that try.
I don't understand how the same things didn't happen in other countries though, because I think COVID was a big thing.
Yeah.
That changed a lot of people's perspectives and people started having the smaller wedding.
Yeah.
Spending less on it. You know, that makes sense. But surely that happened everywhere. You know?
Yeah.
And why is America so much more?
Their cost of living is much higher though, isn't it? They have like ridiculous like health insurance.
Everything is
and
more
Everything's more
expensive.
expensive. Like
Average wage
The
is like...
houses aren't.
I think the average wage is like double now.
It's double, yeah. Like we have a lot of US clients, and they come over to Europe to get married. 'cause
Yeah, they think it's so
ridiculous.
cheap.
Yeah, they can't
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah.
That's true, actually, yeah.
Well, I mean, it is. I'd be really interested. I should have gone back and looked to see what the 2024 one was. In fact, might whilst you chat.
Yeah.
Just
Chat amongst
See
yourselves.
if it's any different.
Chat amongst yourselves.
I'm under the impression that weddings are down in America though as well.
Yeah.
You know that there's less happening and less
there's
bookings.
quite a few stories we've seen of
a
struggling American photographers.
similar vibe over there to
Yeah.
here. So, that's, you've got to take that into account as well.
Yeah.
Unless people getting married, then, do you think?
I think, well, it doesn't take a massive difference, does it? If it's down 20% or 10% even,
that's
10% of photographers that can
it's
be
that, and potentially that there are more photographers
More
now.
photographers.
There
yes.
seems to be new
Definitely.
ones popping up all the time.
That was always the way, though, wasn't it?
We've made it look too fun.
It is fun.
That everybody's like, I want to quit my job and do that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
So last year, it was 2,130 for the UK.
So, higher.
Higher by
Yeah,
£30.
Yeah. We've lost £30. We must
People are
find it.
panicking. People are panicking and putting down their prices.
By £30 across the board.
Well, if it'll get you a booking, I'd happily knock off 30 quid.
Don't say that. Delete that immediately.
2023, 1,500 to 2,000.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it many times, haven't we? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on with pricing. And it's difficult to kind of, zone in on the reasons for like, seeing a decline in pricing.
Uncertainty, I think, is
Okay,
why.
sorry.
Uncertainty and
I think everyone's a
unsettling
bit
vibe.
unsettled.
It was 1,900 in 2023.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's gone
So I
up.
think, a lot of people, like in the UK, in America, there are more, there's just a lot going on. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like there's more of a threat of like war and things like that. And, just like what is going on in the world? This isn't a nice, happy, stable,
right.
jolly environment.
There's just a whole aura of like, there's an anxious bubble around a lot of people.
And then like, in for whatever you look at, like, whether it's AI, like, will everyone have a job in 10 years' time? Like, or, lawyers, everyone that's not actually speaking in person in front of a judge, like, the job could go, might not.
It's true.
And our product that we offer is a luxury, it's not a necessity.
I don't know
Yeah.
how AI is photographing your wedding, though.
Yeah, but it
know.
doesn't matter if it can't do that if the people whose weddings you were supposed to photograph don't
Don't
have a
have
job.
the job to pay for it.
Yeah, no one will have a wedding anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
God.
It's just mad to me. Like, I think about our prices, and really our prices haven't increased in 10 years.
I know.
No, I haven't either.
Probably
It is
more.
madness.
But
Actually,
it's
no,
costing us so much
so-
more to live, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Moving into video meant we could put our prices
That's the only
up,
reason, though.
But, like, we don't earn anymore because we do, like, fewer weddings.
Yeah.
Because we can't do, like, back-to-back local weddings anymore. If one's in Scotland and one's down in Bicester, that's
True.
not happening, is it? Just
Yeah.
not... Unless you're Liam, in which case that would be...
It's doable for 1 month.
1 month, and then it's like,
skeleton for man.
yeah.
But then we'd be 6 months behind in editing. If you did 8 weddings in a month...
yeah.
But
No one's
maybe
getting
people
it.
don't care. I did see a post on Facebook this week that was talking about previews.
Yes.
We'd spoken about previews and people wanting everything as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And this person had been talking to their couple, and they had said they specifically didn't really want them early. Like, it was a bit of a
It
red
was a
flag
red flag,
to them
yeah,
whenever
I saw
they
that.
had friends like getting their photos super quickly, because they were
Yeah.
like, why? Like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with them? Have they not put
Yeah.
enough care and attention into them?
At the same time, like, you can't take, like,
So-
one example, can we? And just think this is what everyone thinks.
No, there were
No.
other people that were in the
Yeah.
commenting the same thing.
And I'm
in
sure there will be loads of couples that think
But I
that.
do
But we
wonder.
had a couple that, but like, we had a chat with, and it was just like the old days. Like, they like absolutely everything about our vibe. Like,
Yeah.
just like really keen to book, and they would think, oh, they're our age, So it's like, okay, so we really nailed our age couples,
Yeah.
and like.
I know, and now you need to
younger,
tap into the
we
younger
have possibly
mindset.
like a slight disconnect with what we offer
Yeah.
to what they want.
But
you know,
maybe if you just communicate it, it is what it is. Like, there are some things that you have to wait for. You have to wait for a sofa to be made,
Yes.
Unless you're going to IKEA or somewhere that,
Yeah.
yeah.
maybe if you just communicate that, people are fine with it.
Yeah.
And you can just do back-to-back weddings every single...
yeah.
Yeah, be a broken husk of a...
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I'm trying to think of something to say now, and I can't.
Yeah,
my
because you're
brain's
so broken. But it's worth talking about. We were talking about this yesterday. You know, like the price that you pay, because it seems really cool and glamorous. You're flying all over. You're doing this, but like there is a price to pay.
Yeah, there
for
is.
that level of madness.
Yeah, I think you don't notice it when you're in that kind of zone and you're traveling. It's actually really enjoyable. Like I've had some epic adventures, but then when you kind of have when you finish, and your body then realises, now I can come relax. And
No, never relax.
And I just feel like I look at my hands. Like,
broken.
Yeah.
To be honest though, like I probably don't look after myself as well as I should do when I'm on the road like that and I'm doing destination weddings. You know, I eat crap food. I join in with the party.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I was
there
maybe
are things you could do if you were doing that all the time.
Things that I could do, like drink a lot more water.
Yeah.
You know, when someone's like, Liam, the ceremonial beer keg's being tapped. Do you want a pint? I'm like,
Say
of course.
no.
Yeah.
So I'm not the best example of what how you
But
can
that's
sustain
part
it.
of it, though, for you, that the only reason you can do these things is because you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have a nice trip, you
Yeah.
know, for it to be
And I think
worth
because
it.
you've got
Yeah.
me as well. Like if you didn't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
at home doing all the editing and
Absolutely
sorting
not.
out the rest of life,
It's not possible.
I don't think you'd be able to do
Yeah,
any
that's
of it.
so true.
That's always been the case with our business, which is why I can do lots of travel.
Yeah.
I've been how many countries have I been to this year already? Crazy amount of countries.
Yeah.
If I was editing, it's not doable.
There's no way, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you'd just be there on the beach with your laptop.
Going back to
No.
pricing, why do we think it is that we've not been able to increase our prices for so long? Is it competition? Is it?
I think it's
because-
probably competition. It's like everybody has to.
Because surely
Go
our
up.
prices should be increasing in line with inflation.
But
surely.
imagine if you put your price up today, and everyone else is putting it down. You know, like you've got to all be on the same train. haven't
Maybe we
you?
need like a mass.
Yeah, look, guys.
Everybody,
Do
we
it.
are all
Do it at the
putting
same
our
time.
prices up. Who's on board?
Come on, team.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many of us
What's
now.
that called? I can't
Yeah, that's
remember.
illegal. What is that called? There isn't
It's
a
like
name
market
for that.
fixing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like there is like OPEC, you know, like they're, like set the oil price, like you know,
We
like
had our own OPEC.
we need.
type
I
thing.
mean, that I think that's illegal. I don't know how OPEC get away with it because
Yeah.
like nation states. I think you can't fuck with them, but yeah, like you can't. It's, collusion, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just there's so many of us now, and it's so competitive. People feel that in order to be competitive, you need to lower your price, and that's just gradually kind of like eating its way into our industry.
It's a
and
way
that's
to
where
be
we're at now.
busy. If
Yeah.
you're a new person starting out, you might think, well, I'm going to be £1,000 and then I'm going to book
we all did that.
all the weddings
Yeah.
and take them off all these people. Don't book them, book me.
Yeah.
But they will get to the point, as we all did, where we don't want to do 50, 60 weddings. And then you're like, oh, well, I need to earn more if I want to do 40. And then I need to earn more if I
Well,
want to
you've
do
done-
30.
You've
and
done so many weddings. You're like, hang on, like compare. You look at where you came from when you were a grand, and then you're like, I am so much better than I was then.
Yeah.
Like I should put the price
I
up.
should be
and then
earning
like
more.
yeah,
and
it's
every
not-
time you go
it's not
shopping,
happening.
butter's more expensive.
Yeah.
And you think, well, I'm going to need to charge more. 'Cause,
paying a tenner for olive
They'll
oil
all
now,
end up
they?
where we are. They'll end up there eventually.
But then new people will come through charging pennies
It's
again.
a cycle.
It's a vicious cycle, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. I wish I knew the answers to it, but we don't, and
Yeah,
it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
just the way it is.
Just the way it is. Yeah.
Do you
That's our
think
industry
that
now.
you charge what you're worth?
for video.
It's a good question.
Maybe.
It's a good question, and it's really hard as someone who's like northern, because like a
Yeah.
big part of me thinks we charge way more than we're worth. You know?
Yeah, because as a northerner, you're always like, well, I wouldn't pay them.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't have a 4 or 5 grand videographer when we got married. You
Yeah.
know, like that's madness to me.
It's a tricky one knowing what you're worth, because I
Yeah.
see some videographers who charge like 10 grand.
Yeah.
Like
And you think, what makes them better than the one that's $2,000?
It's just
they're the same.
Yeah.
They just decided to be 10 grand, and some people bought them, and they sort of got away with it. You know, like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Not much that, but I mean, a lot of them do justify it by they'll have like 3, 4, 5 people there. You know, there'll be like someone that's just a drone operator, or someone that's just the audio person.
What was it that blew my mind recently at a wedding, that there was a band and that they'd got paid more than us, and they were only on for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And they were late and stuff had
I
happened.
know, and you think, what the hell?
But
this is a big part of putting your price up. A lot of the time, it's based on other people, isn't it? You'll see someone and you're like, well, I'm loads better than them, and they're however much. I'm going to be more than them, you know, or the band, or they paid more for the dress or the cake, or
when we first put our price up for photography to $2,000, it's because we found someone that we thought we're better than them, charging $2,000, and we were just like, I'm changing it now, like, you know, just put it up.
Yeah.
And that, what was that, like 18 years ago, 17 years ago?
Yeah.
And like it went absolutely fine. We would like, we get like 30 inquiries a month, like one a day at least.
Yeah.
You were one of the first to actually reach
were.
that. I remember you guys being 2.5 for ages.
Yeah.
You had an album included as well, didn't you? But back then it was loads
everyone
more.
just
used to like look up and think, bloody hell,
Yeah.
Laura, 2.5
But then there were always those photographers that went, tried to go above 3. I remember that.
3
for
seemed like a
years.
big.
And we would like, every time someone did it, they vanished, you know?
Yeah.
It was just the way it happened. They'd put it up to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
that
maybe
was the end of them.
they'd start doing workshops and stuff, you know? And you'd be
Or
like,
they'd all of a sudden, you know, they'd have opened a pizza place in the Lake District. You know, it's just like they just got out of it. They didn't want to put the price back down. Just
I know,
found
because a
something
lot
else.
of it is like ego, isn't it? And you think, I can't put there's something really weird about putting your price down.
Yeah.
Just like mentally, but actually.
See, I have
Who
no
cares?
problems with it at all.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
the total
That's so
opposite.
good.
That I'm just like, yeah, cool.
That's how we should all be.
You got to do.
you're
Yeah, you're like, oh God. Yeah.
I think when you're
It's hard to get
relying
better
on your
and then put it-
like, if all you've got is this, you know, you can't.
It's
You
hard
have to
to
be
make
you have to be
those
careful.
decisions.
I think it
though.
bruises your ego a little more than as well, you know,
No, I'm
because
okay
I
with
think,
it.
well, I do think we're worth more, but it
Yeah.
just doesn't bother me as much, you know.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't bother me that much because
No.
we have done it. We've tinkered, we played around with our prices over many years, and
Yeah, and we have been up and down all
but,
over. Yeah,
you know, like it gets back to the point that all we've got is our wedding photography. That's
Yeah.
all we have.
Yeah,
had
so
over
you've
the
got
years.
Gotta
to
make it
ride
work.
the
Gotta make it
waves
work,
and
yeah.
and make these decisions and just hope that that's the right decision. And it's all
Yeah.
like guessing, isn't it?
I mean, it's all fair and well,
Yeah.
like saying, right, I'm $5,000 and I'm not going down.
Exactly.
If you've got a partner who's making $60,000 a year doing whatever,
Boom.
you can stick
Yeah.
to your guns then, can't you?
Yeah,
And do
you've got
like
a
2
safety
weddings
net.
a year.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas when it's your sole income, you have to get it right. You can't earn nothing that year.
You can't.
Yeah.
And how many people are in our position where the sole income for the family is videography or
I think
photography?
it's quite rare, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most people do have a partner that has a normal job and a pension and could pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's one person's job, it's a great paying job.
Great job.
Even if you're like
Yeah.
charging a grand's, 1,500, 40 weddings a year
Yeah.
yeah.
as a single income.
Yeah.
It's great, you know.
It is.
I do
Like
love
we're
my
in an
job.
unusual
But I
position
love
where
my
there's
job.
2 of
Love
us that
it.
we're trying to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when it came up to our 20-year work anniversary, like the big thing was like, can you believe that we have managed 20 years, like, and we haven't had to get a job? You know, where you're just
Yeah.
like, that's amazing. All we've done is just sort of piss
I was
about.
only thinking about it yesterday that I love it. The amount of times that I sit there smiling from ear to ear, like culling a wedding, or like,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know what
Would
other
you
job
get that
we
same
can-
feel? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And like the other day, we would, I can't remember what triggered it, but like you were saying, oh, if one of us would just have another job.
I know.
And I'm like, but it's not about one of us having another job. It's one of us having another job that we started 15 years ago and worked our way up, and now we earn fucking $100,000 a
Yeah.
year. Yes,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Yeah,
But that
that would
ship
be
has
awesome.
sailed, hasn't it? So
Yeah.
like all our eggs are in now.
I don't think it's sailed. Look at people. If you look at people's success stories throughout the years, no age is too old to start again. And
Yeah.
I think it's having that the instant money, isn't it? So you could go to university and retrain to be whatever you want, but it's going to take a while to get that income, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas I just wanted the money now, so I sat down and thought, what jobs are out there
Yeah.
that fit in with my commitments? Not many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It
Isn't
is.
it? We are lucky.
We are.
I really hope that we can continue doing this
We will,
because I really like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Us at 92 can't retire because we never saved for a pension and still rocking up to all these weddings.
Yeah.
I just think
we'll be content creators by then.
Gone are the years where you just kind of you know that you're going to be good. I think you always think there's that question mark.
Yeah.
You might,
10 years ago, we were so
not to worry.
Yeah, it just feels like just blind arrogance now, doesn't it? Because it would never occur to me that I wouldn't have all the offer. It was just turning people away.
Yeah,
don't
genuine.
fancy
Oh my God,
that.
so many.
Don't fancy it. No, I'm not working on my birthday. Not working on Pete's birthday. Now
Not
it's
working on-
please book me on your birthday.
We're not working September. We used to take September
We used to
off.
take September off and just live in France for a bit.
I know.
Just
Now-
whatevs.
When you get a
Now,
booking
I'll
now-
cancel my holiday. Yeah.
When you get a booking, it's the best feeling. We booked a couple of weddings recently, and honestly, it just feels so good.
Doesn't it?
I'm over that though because we booked 2 or 3 recently.
Yeah.
Same as you, I think.
we booked 3
And
last week.
we were just like, oh my God, we're amazing.
Yeah.
This is awesome. It's gone now.
You
It's faded.
feel boosted, but you do need one a day. You need that.
You need
to
that. You need
continue.
that every day.
Every
Yeah.
day, yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's
Yeah.
I message B, it's we just booked that wedding. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're awesome. We're nailing this.
Yeah.
It does make you feel so much
in the
better.
past, it's just booked another wedding.
I know. Whatever.
Obs.
While you're in France, September on your holiday, oh, cool.
Should we move on to our highs and lows?
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody want to go first?
I got a new light.
You did.
Yeah.
I like that
We're
light.
using it today.
We're using it
It's
today.
quite a natty looking little thing.
It's very
isn't it?
cute, isn't
Yeah.
it? What is it? How do you say it? Ciru. I always thought it was Siriu, but it's not.
Yeah. I think
Ciru.
Ciru. C60X, I believe, is what it's called.
It kind of looks like a camera.
It does look like a
Does. People are going to be smiling at that at weddings, aren't
Yeah,
they?
you know what I think it would be good for? You know how photographers nowadays take pictures and hold a random light on the dance floor like that?
do
I've
that.
seen this.
Right, this is my low.
That
This is
oh,
my
sorry,
low.
love.
This is my low.
People doing that.
People doing that. Because there's a wedding recently I just did the speeches for, and it's just there's a photographer just leaning over the top table
With a light.
With a
with a
light?
light,
No.
light with a little dome thing
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
Over there, camera in one hand, and I'm just like,
No.
Right.
what are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like it was on the light, like that far?
That's
this far away
wild.
from their face. I mean, he didn't stay there. In his defence,
Speeches.
he got his shot, and then he went away.
Is the idea for it to look like Flash? That it needs to be close so
It
that
was a
it
flash.
looks...
It was a flash.
Oh, he was holding a flash.
Flash with a big dome over it. Flash in one hand. Clicky click.
No, there's a time and a place for it, and the speeches is not that.
No.
Imagine-
No, I agree.
Imagine being those
ceremony.
people
I know.
Right, second
and just
thing.
being like, I would be like...
I hit you.
I would find that so alarming.
Second thing. Along with that, the holding of the light, you want this couple of inches of separation for some reason from the flash from your camera.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that when the people are the length of a house away. So 10 meters away. You holding a camera a flash here and your camera here. All that distance away, there's no difference. There's no difference. Stop killing yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I saw this shot of someone leaning over on a balcony to do it, flash here and camera
It's
here.
doing
and they're
nothing.
all the way down there. And you're just
I'm with you, mate, I'm with
you
you.
hurt yourself for no visible difference.
Go back to photography school
Well,
if
it's
you're doing
a-
that.
Third example of this.
Oh, Pete.
All fucking makeup artists with their lights and they've got the little
Yes.
dish around it, the reflector to intensify the light.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a spotlight thing.
Straight at
A
people's
ring
faces.
light.
They've got a second black nose shadow on their face. And you're just does this help you do your makeup? This lovely, harsh, aggressive light. When you're doing mascara and all you can see is shadows on people's faces. Does this help you judge it?
I
love a peek round.
No, I agree. Like the next to a beautiful window with window light. Why have you got your dome lights?
They don't go by the window. They go as far away from the window as possible because that contaminates, doesn't it? You can't have the nice light from the window.
Oh no!
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to turn this light around because it's bounced off the wall. I want to see what this looks like.
Go on, look awful.
Go on then.
Or maybe it'll look great. Maybe I'm the one that's wrong.
You have to bring it closer.
First of all, it's just it's so offensive.
Blind, and then I'll.
Oh, I don't like it.
Oh yeah, this is the vibe.
This is
Make the camera wonky.
It's very
I've got
Hollywood.
exposure down as well. Oh, you look beautiful there, Liam. Yeah, they're really happy.
He's like, what?
Oh, what's happening?
Okay.
Yeah, it's really irritating me already.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that's how you have
I
your
want to
makeup.
punch someone.
It's
This is
very,
how you're having your makeup done all morning,
Yeah,
Liam.
I
All right.
don't want to have my makeup
No.
on.
How are you feeling?
It's
Like I want to punch someone.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's beautiful. No, we're
It's
going to
really
carry on like
changed
this
the
now.
vibe. I feel like
Changed the
everything's quite
vibe.
antsy now.
Yeah.
You know?
Can you put it back?
It's an aggressive light.
Do you not like it?
I don't like
Is
it.
this not nice?
No, can you
It's
put it back?
making me feel quite
Upset.
disturbed.
It's like,
Feel upset.
I feel like butterflies. I feel anxiety.
I can see it's a fucking bright ring now.
You
Close your
good?
eyes. Close your
I
eyes.
know.
You can see that.
I know. I can see
There's a
it.
dot.
Scarred.
There's a dot of
Well,
green.
now you're about to walk down the aisle.
Well, my high, I've got loads of highs. We booked weddings.
Yeah.
Love that. I went on the Becky Sessions podcast, which was
I saw a
amazing.
clip of that. You looked great.
Aww,
Yes.
thanks. It was just after yoga, so I was really sweaty. And what else? Kids had their little transition days, didn't they? It was like yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
High school is happening, and I think it was good. I think it, like Albert seemed happy, didn't he? So that's good. Your birthday was lovely. We went to see the F1 film.
Yeah, that was nice. Enjoyed that?
Really
Yeah.
liked it. I really
Yeah.
like not
Really
doing
enjoyed
work and going to the cinema.
That's
Yeah.
my
You
high.
liked it, did
I did.
Yeah?
I really enjoyed
Yeah, I
it.
said to
We
Kate,
came out,
I
we were
wonder
like,
if Liam, because it's very F1. You know, like it's very like for the fans, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I like a story about a sort of washed up kind of ex-star
Yeah.
who comes back and like I've always liked Brad Pitt as well.
Yeah.
So I
He's
enjoyed
good,
it,
isn't he?
He's good, yeah.
It was so cheesy.
It was so cheesy and just perfect, wasn't it?
But yeah.
Yeah.
Really good. And then my low is probably Albert's little face, which is getting better today, but he's been getting into skincare. He'd been doing face masks with you, hadn't he, at the weekend?
Yeah.
Came home, just like obviously been rooting through the cupboards. I went in the morning and there's like a pot of retinol on the side, which is quite, for people that don't know what retinol is, it's quite a sort of irritating, abrasive thing,
Acid,
which is
yeah.
good for old women, basically. It's good for lines and wrinkles.
Yes.
Not for 11-year-old children. And it's very common to have a bit of a reaction when you first use retinol. So he woke up the next day and I was like, what has happened to you? And he just had like mad, really angry red spots all over his cheeks. But they're fading away now. And he's learnt the lesson not to
Yeah.
use mummy's skincare,
Yeah.
which is
They
good.
all do it, at least he wasn't drinking bleach.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
I drank toilet cleaner as a kid.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Does happen.
It was by the loos, and I just tasted it. Apparently, I've no memory of this. I was fine, but that's not good, is it?
Toilet duck.
Well, probably because it smelled
Wow.
nice.
It does
Well, those
smell
cleaners smell nice, don't they? So I was just like,
OP.
have you said you're high?
yeah,
Yeah.
a new light.
Oh yeah, your new light. Of course. Of course.
What's your high?
My height is the F1 film yesterday.
Yes.
I loved it. Just lying on a bed in the cinema.
Love it.
Oh, I love those cinemas with the
Perfect.
pop-out bed.
Yeah.
You should have blankets. That's the only
Well,
thing
normally
missing.
I do. I bring a blanket, but I forgot yesterday.
The cake could be up there with my high. The
cake was good.
The cake was
Yeah.
amazing.
Nice
Yeah.
chewy bits of
Really
walnut
good
in
job,
there,
Laura.
washed down with some fizz. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
Laura
and
made me a coffee and walnut cake.
Yeah.
With what was the buttercream meringue icing?
Swiss meringue
Swiss
buttercream.
meringue. What the hell? I mean, I'll never remember.
It's just not as sweet as normal. You know, like normal buttercream's very, which I love.
I sent Albert with
But
some cake
you don't
to
love
school
sweet.
today
Oh, did you?
because we had no crisps left, and I was like, "Oh, just put
Whatever, yeah.
slab of birthday cake. Amazing.
Are they allowed walnut cake in school?
No, they're not allowed.
No, they're not allowed
That's
that.
related.
He will get expelled, but they've got
2 weeks left.
weeks left. What are they going to do?
Whatever. Yeah.
What you like?
Yeah. Also on the highest bookings. Thank God for the bookings.
Yeah.
The low is Betty is in so much pain. She's got a tooth infection. We had to take her to the emergency dentist. She's got this swollen chin, just feverish, the whole shebang. And seeing her in pain is horrid. She's been waking up in the middle of the night in so much pain that we've been giving her painkillers in the night. But you know when something wakes you up because it's so sore?
Yeah. Toothache is the worst.
Anyway, she's here on your side.
I know.
She
She's
looks very comfortable over there.
she's happy as Larry. You forced her to have a day off school,
We forced
didn't you?
her, she didn't want to have a day off. She wanted 100% attendance.
She's
but
a good girl, yeah. It's like, usually the opposite. Your kid is like, do you want a day off? You're a bit poorly.
Yeah, they love a day off.
She's like, no, I'm fine.
I love school.
Her arms hanging up. No, I want to go in, Daddy.
But yeah, seeing her all like, when you get like the fever sweat,
Yeah.
just breaks my little heart. You
She
want to
looks-
take away the pain, don't you? And
Yeah.
she's just like all puffy chinned.
Chin, like Jimmy Hill. She
Anyway,
looks like,
she's got antibiotics. They're working, so fingers
Yeah.
crossed she'll be back to normal.
Sorted.
Yeah.
What's your high, Liam?
Yeah, a couple of really nice bookings recently. I had a Zoom with these guys, and you have like a Zoom, and it's just you just connect with them really well. And I was just excited that they booked us. And one of the Zooms was like an hour long, and like I don't talk for an hour on a Zoom. That's just unheard of. So glad they booked. Really nice to kind of just feel like it is quite stable at the moment for next year.
Yeah.
At the moment,
Things are looking
touch
up.
wood. It's
It
okay.
looks all right, doesn't it?
yeah.
We were saying that when we went to, I can't remember where it was, Corfu, Kos,
Yeah.
in July,
We
we
had
had 8 weddings for the following year.
Yeah.
And we were terrified.
Yeah.
And we're not even at that point. And what are we at, 14, 15 for next year?
Brilliant.
1 to 2 days, so you could say 15.
That's so good.
So
Yeah.
it looks like 2026 is
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the up.
hopefully.
Yeah,
I
for
think,
now.
Are we summer? Did we start this year on 14?
I can't remember.
And then we booked up for some more. We're on 13, I think, for next year now. So I think
Yeah.
feel like we're a fair way
One of
ahead
our recent
where we
bookings
were.
was for this year as well, which
We'll
is
have
cool.
discussed this before
So
on the pod, so I
October.
mean, like, the information's out there. But yeah.
It's weird as well because, like, I look at where our bookings come from now, and they still do get a few from SEO, and then a few from the ads, and then a few from Instagram. Quite a lot of referrals from past couples as well.
Yeah.
It goes back to this kind of like SEO is now search everywhere optimization. So it's not just about kind of like zoning in on one thing. Make sure you've got a little bit of presence in lots of different things. And that
Try
seems to
all
be-
the things,
That
yeah.
seems to be kind of delivering for us at the moment. Although we don't really bother with TikTok and Pinterest or YouTube. But maybe we should have like a little tiny presence on the YouTube and TikTok. The YouTube.
The YouTube.
Yeah. Well, you're on TikTok, aren't you? And,
Yeah, but I don't really update it. But maybe just maybe we should.
Bits and pieces.
So that
Yeah.
you'll every now and then you're getting
chuck
bookings
the odd
from all these
thing
different
on.
little, different
Yeah.
zones.
Yeah.
Search everywhere. Optimization. It's a new buzzword.
Okay.
What's your low?
Oh hi, I've got my new glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The new
Yeah.
Meta Ray-Bans. I mean, I'm not too happy with how they look. I wanted the round ones, but apparently I couldn't get prescription lenses in the round one, so I've got these.
weird.
So I look a bit like a geek.
No, they look good.
Bit geeky.
Yeah, but that's like the vibe, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
cool.
I don't know what you
So I've been using them at weddings, and they're good for like this click
Yeah,
it
have
once.
you been using them a lot?
Yeah, like you can just click it once, and then it'll do. Either you click it again, stop the video, or it will automatically just do like a minute for
Yeah.
stories. So you just click it and forget about it, and
And it just turns off after a minute.
Off, yeah.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So I've been enjoying using them. and-
Do people seem to notice that the light's on when
Well, he
you're,
was
like,
recording
filming?
us before
I
and
know.
none of us noticed.
Didn't notice, no.
Not us, random people.
Well, I did.
More observant people.
This is the thing, isn't it? Should I be saying? But maybe not. It was like I did some
No,
stuff.
at a wedding, you're already like
Yeah.
taking pictures. of
Yeah.
Well, I used it like the bride and groom were coming down the aisle.
Yeah.
So I thought that'd be nice, they come down the aisle. So I pressed the button, I'm snapping away, and it's quite a nice moment. And confetti as well. Not really use it yet for portraits. I might start using it for portraits and creating content where it's like, here's me in action, here's the final picture.
Yeah.
That's something to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's good that you're remembering that you're wearing them though. Because I think that's the worry, that you just like buy them and then forget all about it. That's what I would do.
Yeah. And I'd be like, on the way to like weddings in my car, I thought I'll just stick it on and like
get a little
clip to Jerry Cinnamon. I think people like to see that sort of stuff, behind
so
the
it
scenes.
records portrait, doesn't it?
Portrait.
Yeah, so it's just like good to go.
They're so clever. You can look at a menu that's written in Spanish and say, hey Meta, can you please can you please translate this into English? And then Judi Dench will start speaking to you in English.
Oh, that's really
translate
cool.
It's very clever.
What about the battery life? Because I've heard, you've got to put them in the... Do they charge in the...
Hey Meta, no. What are you saying, Laura?
Stop, Judy, stop. How are you charging it? Do they just go back in the case?
Yeah. So you charge them, and then you can. It nearly lasted a whole day.
The battery does go down quite quickly.
It does go down quite quickly if you're taking calls
using
and creating
it.
But the good thing about it is you stick it in the case and it will fully charge in 15 minutes.
That's awesome.
Okay,
And it will
because
be
I know a
free
lot of people
charges.
that use the sunglasses ones. They'll have two, so that they can have one charging all the time.
Yeah.
If you're gonna film loads, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. No, definitely a nice gadget, and I've been using it for some of the BTS stuff.
It's the most he's used any of these gadgets that he's bought.
That's good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with them. Yeah. Hello again. Poor little Betty who's over there. She looks actually quite comfortable now.
A wounded soldier.
She's one of these kids that just if she's particularly if she's at school, she won't make a massive fuss about it, so she just kind of cracks on. So she had
Quietly
the what's it called that day yesterday?
Transition
day.
Yeah,
She
she
spent the whole
was
day
not
in pain.
feeling good.
So
They wouldn't let her have her painkillers. They wouldn't let her have her antibiotics.
Schools are.
That's rubbish.
and she
I don't know if that's every school, just mad about giving medication.
and she was in a class without any of her buddies.
Yeah.
So I
It's
don't think she had the
hard-going.
best of days yesterday, bless her. So,
Yeah.
that's the low.
She said she's excited though to start
Yeah.
school, so I think that it's had the desired effect, hasn't it? That she's not like, I hate it and I never want to leave primary school.
Yeah.
Right, should we go crack on?
We should.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.